Yeah,
It's strange hearing myself. This is a shitty voice.
it is. It's. Oh, sorry, I'll turn this off. It's a little bit of a learning curve.
Right.
Getting used to the hearing yourself in the headphones there, but we're cooking.
I was there. Oh, we're on?
Yeah,
Oh, smokes. I
We're
was going
on.
to ask a couple questions. But
you're
all
good.
right,
Go
we're
ahead.
good.
No, go ahead.
All right.
I
didn't
can
know.
I can edit whatever.
Oh, okay. No,
Otherwise.
I could care less. I didn't know if do you prepare like prior? Do you have like questions in your head, or you're just like,
Not really.
no?
No, I like. Well, kind of depending on who I like. I don't know much about you, to be honest. We've only talked once.
Right.
So
Right. We're going to get to know each other now.
Yeah.
We're going to have slumber parties the whole 9 yards.
Most. Oops, sorry.
Uh-oh.
That's my phone.
Life alert. Oh, I should probably, you know what? You got a good idea there. I should probably do the same.
Yeah. No, I don't prepare too much other than like kind of having like maybe a few general questions of what I'd like to ask, but like Vinny, I knew I wanted to ask him about his career and start because he'd been doing it for so long. But yeah,
I thought that was a good interview. Like it was interesting because like I saw the name and I'm like, why does that name look familiar to me?
yeah,
And I can't lie and say like I'm a huge fan or anything like that, but I know the name.
yeah,
And I'm like, why does that name sound so familiar to me? And then I saw him and I'm like, oh, I know that dude.
yeah. He's like,
What a great first guest for you though, too,
Yes.
honestly. It's like, what a way.
Well, he was like, I really wanted to interview him just because one, he's a fantastic guy. So like, asking him questions was really cool. Like, because he just got such good life experience and like some really cool stories to tell.
Yeah, absolutely.
But he was just really fun to talk to.
Yeah, I would love to sit around and have a beer and talk with that guy.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
the stories he's got to have.
Phenomenal.
Right.
He's sorry, I'm just making sure some things are.
No, you're good.
You.
It was kind of funny though. I thought to myself, the one thing I didn't have any questions at all, but the one thing I thought, like when I came off the exit, I chuckled to myself because I saw this is the third podcast, right? So I saw the first one, and then I saw the guest on the second one, and I'm like, I'm the third one. I'm like, dude, he's only bringing on like fat dudes. It's just like a intervention here.
Yeah.
What's going on, man? They come here, you got like a cold plunge outside and sauna. I'm like, oh shit, he's generally concerned about me.
I'll change it up. I've got I think Kay Gutos is coming on here soon, so I'll break that trend.
Right. All right. Get a good looking woman.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Awesome.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I do have some questions.
Okay.
We've only talked once, and
Right.
it was at the competition like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Which was fun. That was a cool show.
It was a good show.
Did you do the one last year, or was that your first?
No, I did
competition?
the one last year. I was at Van Dyke last year.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I did one last year. I think I performed better last year than I did this year. This year, I did what I did.
Sure.
You know, it was all right though. It was fun. I had a good time. There was a lot of great, a lot of good ones there. I mean, whatchamacallit at the end. He won that
Gene?
night. Gene.
Yeah.
Oh, my
gosh.
He crushed it.
He crushed.
Crushed it.
Yeah.
I was just sitting back by the bar like, you jerk.
Yeah. Well, so like I went first that night, which kind of
That's a tough one.
it is.
It is.
You kind of like I was a little discouraged when I saw that because you either have to like set the tone and be really well that like people don't forget you, but typically like if anybody else does well, like they get remembered before you do. Which I didn't have the best set of my life. Like the people that won like deserve to win. Like Kay did really well, Greg did awesome.
Yeah.
so
Even her
Gene,
being
like,
sick.
Yes.
I went up to her and talked to her afterwards. I'm like, "Are you really sick?" She's like, "Yeah, I feel terrible." You know, but I'm like, I liked it. Like she had a different like tone. She had a different speed. But it was. I mean, she's like, "Yeah, all I got to do is get vertigo." I'm like, "Well, just go outside and spin around in circles for a half hour and come on."
No, it truly suited her really well. It was.
I thought she did very well.
Yeah,
and she was definitely sick. But no, it did good. Honestly, I thought you did good. It's a tough one going up first. I went up first. I did a show this week with Will and Blake up at Son of Egg.
Oh yeah,
and I was the first one. I knew I was going to be first. You know, I would say I was the lowest tiered person in that group. But it was a strange show, but it was good. It's tough going up first, and it was such a strange kind of show because there were some glitches in advertising the show. They had the wrong dates.
Oh, okay.
So, but it was an all right crowd, but it was just kind of split a little different. And I was like, you know what? I just went rogue and told the stupid story about myself.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Okay.
Sometimes you got to do that.
Right. Let's just we're all just here. Like, let's have a TED talk. You know, a couple people. But
that's why like all the open mics you ever go to are like people go to like the 4th, 5th, 6th spot like to sign up first. Nobody ever wants to be the first on there because it's a little tough.
I did it a couple of times. Like, you'd go and I'm like, you know what? I'll just go up first so I can, get it done. And then I'll get my chicken wings and go enjoy the rest of the show. Yeah. But
yeah, no, that was a really fun show. So, but how long have you been doing comedy?
So this is about 2.5 years.
Okay.
So far. It's something I always like wanted to do. Coming in older, like everyone's younger than me. But like, your first interview there, that you did your first podcast, listen to some of the names he dropped. But I listened to all those guys like, Lenny Bruce and all that. But I used to listen to, when I was a kid, we always had people at our house. I lived on the lake. So our house was kind of the popular spot to hang out. And I would always listen to, I had 2 comedy tapes that my grandmother had bought me. And I don't think she realized what she did. And it was Rodney Dangerfield, I Get No Respect, and Eddie Murphy, Delirious.
Oh, yeah.
So I would literally, as a kid, I would play those and fall asleep to them because I was so used to like background noise and chatter and people talking and laughing that my mom got sick and with MS and became a quadriplegic later on. Wow. And so people kind of stopped coming around a little bit. I don't think it was so much that as much as it was just life gets in the way, I guess. But so I was missing like all that background chatter and noise. So I would just play that stuff and hearing like the glasses clink together and all of that. I was like, I would just fall asleep to that. And it was weird that I couldn't sleep to it.
Yeah, interesting.
So I just listened to that. And then I really wanted to do it, but, life gets in the way. There was really no, like, I wouldn't say area outlets to come around. Like, we didn't have the internet, Right. I don't know what I grew up without it. So it was tough to find like connections and that unless you wanted to travel out. So
yeah. Did you ever go to comedy shows growing up or?
I went to a couple. Comedy? Yeah. A couple here and there. I went to a few comedy shows. They're more like benefit shows and stuff like that. They would go to the area. I'd be like, oh, cool. And then I don't remember who it was. I remember asking somebody when I was like in my mid-20s and they were like discouraging about it. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
That stinks. But yeah, you just didn't have anywhere to go then. But I was going to go out and do some just before the pandemic hit. I was like, yeah, you know what? Let's go out. And then that hit and knocked it down. And then I used to put some stuff online on my like Facebook and that years ago, but I was discouraged by an employer.
Oh, like, hey, yeah. That's tough.
It is. It is kind of tough.
Yeah.
But what about you? What got you into it?
Kind of the same thing. Like I grew up listening to comedy all the time.
Did you? Who were some of your go-tos?
Well, so I grew up in the Christian realm of comedy. So like Tim Hawkins is a really big name. Phenomenal. Like
he's great.
He might have come unplugged.
We're back.
There we go. He's phenomenal.
Oh,
like,
he's amazing.
Such a good entertainer.
Absolutely.
And like clean. So like
I'm jealous of those guys.
Me too.
I can't do it.
The way they're just so like not underestimated. I guess underestimated. Yeah. The ability and talents they have because he does like music comedy as well, which is also hard to do.
Absolutely.
But he does like 2.5 hour shows. So like he'll go up and do an hour and then he'll have a guest come up and do like half an hour, 40 minutes. And then he'll come back up and do another hour. And that's a mixture of like comedy and music and all kinds of stuff. So I grew up watching him a bunch. And then like guys like Brian Regan.
Oh yeah.
All those guys.
Great one. Yeah.
So I used to listen to like their stuff all the time. I grew up like a YouTube kid, so I watched their YouTube videos all the time. And then like some of my fondest memories are around watching them like as a family, or like going like seeing comedy or just laughing together. So kind of the same deal. Like I think I just grew up around it and I always had an interest in it. I also like wanted to be a ventriloquist.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Hey, I had it's funny, dude, but I had my grandmother for Christmas. I wanted to be a ventriloquist as well, and I couldn't do it. Like I didn't really have like a speech problem when I was a kid, but I had like a really bad like enunciation, and you'll notice that probably in our talk today too. But when I was a kid, it was way worse. So, but I remember my grandmother got me a doll, like or what you would call a mannequin, whatever you call it. I don't even know what it is. And my brother, man. He was ruthless.
Yeah. Picking on you?
Oh, my gosh. It was ruthless.
Yeah.
So it wasn't so much that it was discouraging. I wasn't good at it. And I think I recognized it. But I thought it was that was kind of a talent that you had to have to do that for sure.
Right. Well, I have a lisp. So like, I didn't really think about that, or like that didn't hinder me from doing anything I ever wanted to do. But thinking about it now, I'm like, oh, it'd be kind of weird being a ventriloquist with that. Like, does the doll I have like not have it,
Right.
and then I do.
right. My doll speaks like perfect, fluent,
Yeah.
French or something, no problems.
Yeah.
Here I come on here with a severe stutter and a lisp.
Yeah. This gets yeah. I
Right.
can't pronounce my R's normally, but my doll can.
That's right.
It's great.
Yeah.
Nothing to be made fun of there. No.
Right. That'd be funny. You say the R's like of an Asian. Did that. Like,
Yeah.
talk totally fine
Yeah.
in the doll, but
Yeah.
couldn't do the R's. So yeah.
That'd be maybe there's something there. I don't know.
Maybe.
That'd be a good bit.
Maybe. So you grew up in a like a tight Christian type household?
Yeah, like we're pretty Christian. Yeah, we were like Southern Baptist.
Oh.
I grew up in Ohio.
Oh, did you? All right.
Yeah.
What
So-
brought you out this way?
School and then work.
Okay.
Like I came up for school originally and then stayed up for work afterwards. So
Nice.
I moved. I've lived here for like 4 years. Moved out of state for a little bit and then moved back up. So I've been
Couldn't
kind
stay
of
away.
all yeah. Like
Foothills
Adirondacks.
gotcha.
Yeah.
They got you. Yeah, it is beautiful up here. That's for sure. There's no doubt
It
about
is.
it.
I've spent most of my adult life up here too, so it's kind of just what I am used to, you know.
All right.
But
Huh.
I can't. Does my voice sound weird on here at
No,
all?
I think it sounds good.
I had a problem last episode I recorded that you can put like different inputs into these channels.
I see that.
And
That's a
I
pretty
had-
cool setup you got, though.
It is. This thing is sick. I guess that's normal.
What's it called?
It's a Rode.
It's a pretty nice setup.
It's got a specific name, but
Yeah.
I bought it on Facebook Marketplace actually.
I mean,
It was great.
what can't you buy on there?
So much.
Right? I think it's anything but kids, and maybe
Yeah.
even a couple of them.
Yeah,
You know?
I've seen I've seen people listed on there before.
Right. Somebody come get this
Yeah,
kid.
yeah.
Yeah.
So okay, so who was your biggest influences in comedy? Like who did you?
I
watch
think
a lot?
when I was younger, I used to think like I actually liked female comics a lot. Like
Okay.
when I was younger, I used to think like Rosie O'Donnell, Ellen DeGeneres.
Mm-hmm.
Oh gosh, her name escapes me, but like Mrs. Pat.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I mean, she wasn't. I was a little older, but I enjoyed female comics back
Mhm.
then, and there was a couple I can't remember off the top of my head, but I used to think, because I was raised I grew up with females a lot
Mhm.
around me, my grandmother, my great grandmother, but so I just kind of gravitated towards them. But it's funny because there seems to be like a gap I thought in like female comedy from like those people to like the ones you have now, like
Mhm.
the Nikki Glazers or Michelle Wolfs or whatever you have
Mhm.
now. And I think I just kind of gravitated. I started seeing people like Tim Allen
Mhm.
was one. I remember, like Ron White back when he had the long hair and before the beard and all
Mhm.
that. But people like that, I kind of saw those guys and I was like, oh, those guys are pretty cool. And
Mhm.
obviously like Eddie Murphy but like Lenny Bruce and the King of the One-Liners and all that
Mhm.
type of stuff, like those old school Dom Herrera and those guys too. I was like, wow, these guys are like amazing.
Mm-hmm.
It was
All
so
the people
cool.
that Vinny have worked with before.
Right, right. That's why when he was saying the names, I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
I get it.
It's just like casual. It was so casual to him. He was like, "Yeah, I started off doing improv with Rosie O'Donnell." It's like, "What?
Right.
Say more. What do you
Yeah,
mean?"
right. That's all you got to say about
yeah,
that?
yeah, it's
Right.
wild.
Yeah, that's crazy to have that type of, I guess, repertoire, I guess, whatever
Mhm.
you want to, but to have that history and just be known so nonchalant about it.
Mhm.
It's like, yeah, I worked with those guys. They're all right.
Yeah,
I'm
no
like,
biggie, no biggie.
yeah, no biggie. Just throwing out,
Yeah.
bombshell names without
Yeah,
a problem.
yeah.
But what about
So
you? What was some of your like influences growing up? Because I'm, how old are you?
27.
20, yeah, think about
27,
it.
I really did.
27. So what were some of your influences then?
Well, like Brian Regan and Tim Hawkins for sure.
Yeah.
I didn't watch Eddie Murphy's stand up, but I watched a lot of his movies. I used to have like this old like portable DVD player that I watched Beverly Hills Cops on all the time,
Oh yeah,
and like
spoiled kids.
yeah,
I just had to look out the window,
yeah,
inhale my dad's
Yeah.
secondhand smoke.
yeah. It was a luxury, you know. But I remember watching movies like that and just being impressed with their ability to make you laugh, because it was either physical comedy or just like their delivery of a line, or like
Sure.
all that kind of stuck out to me. So like they were big influences, even though I didn't watch their stand up at the time. I don't even, some of these actors I didn't even realize did stand up until later on in my life, and I'm like, oh, that's super
Right.
cool. Like a lot of them got started off doing comedy.
Sure.
Yeah, all kinds of people like that. Really,
I think sometimes it's almost a little sad. Like I used to like Arsenio Hall. You know, when he did comedy and then he got into like movies. I remember he had a show and all that was cool. And then he just kind of fell off. Sinbad, guys like that they just kind of, I don't want to say fell off because that's probably not the right word. They still can fill a bigger room than I'll ever fill and crush. But, you know, you just don't see them at the forefront anymore.
Yeah.
You know, which is, you know, it's unfortunate. And who knows? I don't know. Maybe they just never, you know, got into a Vegas residency kind of thing and fell into it. Like George Wallace is one of them too. George Wallace, I thought, was a phenomenal comic, and then you don't hear much from him, but he does have a residency at Vegas, and he's just kind of there doing his thing every day. He puts out maybe just puts out the same show every couple hours. I don't know, but you know, then again, good for him. He's still filling.
Yeah, and they do incredible.
Right, well. Does incredible. Right,
that's
right. I went to Saturday, and I think I spoke to like 15 people in a crowd, and 3 of them were for my family.
There you go. Yeah,
like, yeah, you know what? He's still doing all right.
Yeah. That's funny. It's funny, like, hearing comics talk today, like, popular comics, like, talking about the people that they respect a lot in comedy. And a lot of them are people like that, like that are just doing residencies now or aren't as popular.
Yeah.
But they're like, they're just incredible. But they take a residency somewhere and they don't get their name out as much. But
well, I think it's just like, it's the age. So I'm 51 now. So yeah, that's kind of where I think maybe they're at. Where for like you, in watching. So you didn't finish. So you said, what were some of your other influences outside of the couple of Christian guys? Ooh. What were some of like, what was one that you think that was like, whoa, this is. Like,
I'm trying to think.
Blew your hair back, kind of fell at.
There's been so many. Like I'm trying to think of like live comics that I've went to see that have really had an influence.
Well, what do you like the ranting ones? You like a Tim Dillon, you know, gets on the rants. He's kind of one of my guys now.
I don't watch too much Tim Dillon, to be honest.
Okay.
I remember like I've gone up to Burlington and saw like Steph Tolev up there.
Oh yeah.
Which is really raunchy, but I remember just the energy of going to a live show like was exhilarating to me. Like that stuck out a lot. It's like, oh, I really like this. Like I want to keep going and like seeing things like this and being a part of it. So that was always cool. And then like, I guess I fangirled. Like I went to Austin in December.
Oh, did you really?
Saw some live shows.
Nice. I saw you went to the city. I saw you went to New York.
Yeah.
How'd that work out for you?
Super fun.
Yeah,
it's every time I go like to these places, I try to hit open mics, just make connections and kind of get familiar to the scene around there. But like Austin and New York City, like you just don't know anything until you get down there, and like a lot of it's kind of figure out as you go, like where the best open mics are and like who to get connected with and stuff. But
Austin had to be nuts.
It was.
It had to be.
I did the Kill Tony thing. I signed up for that, and you had to go to, I forget what the bar's name was. It was like across the street. You had to sign up there. There's literally like 250 plus people there.
Wow.
Just waiting. And that was kind of neat because I saw a lot of people that had been on the show before.
Oh, did you?
That were signing up again. And a lot of them that had like really funny bits or they just had like a standout moment. I was like, wow, this is neat. I was fangirling a little bit at that.
Yeah. Oh, I would be too.
Yeah. I went and watched some of their shows at the Mothership, and you don't know who's coming out in the lineup on some of these shows, but I saw Tony Hinchcliffe one night. He came out and did some time, which that was really neat. Like he's just such a seasoned comic. So like it was just so cool seeing that. I saw like a lot of the kind of Kill Tony like people that came up, like Ari Maddie and Ari Shafir actually came out one night, and
he's nuts.
People like that. So that was just neat. Like it was cool to see comedians that I look up to, but also like the energy was phenomenal. Oh, that's almost addictive.
You can feel like it's tough. Like I tried explaining, like it's funny, like you talk about energy and it's so tough to like explain it. And the way I have explained it to my wife, and she still doesn't get it because she's not a sports person, you know. And I tried telling her, I'm like, hey, you ever watch a football game and like see someone like driving down the field and they're about to maybe score, put the game in overtime, and then the other team intercepts the ball? It's like that feeling right there starts it. But then there's still a minute and a half to go, and they fumble the ball, and the other team gets it for a winning drive possibly. Like, that's what it is to me. Like I get so excited. It sounds so like girly maybe, I don't know, but I get excited like I've hosted a few shows. I know you've hosted some shows too. And I get so excited for like other comics when they like do something and you just see them like kill it.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's funny. And I mean, I don't want to drop people's names or anything, but you know, he's got a pretty common name, but Patrick.
Yeah.
You won't know what we're talking about. But no, he did a show one time with him. I booked him on a show, and he had a great set. He killed it. But I didn't know, like, he added something to that bit, you know, he's been working on, and just flew it right in there, and it worked, and then everyone responded well. I didn't know what it was, you know, and I still don't know what it was, because after I introduced the next comic to come out, I walked in the back, and I'm like, hey, man, great set. And, like, fist bumps me. He's like, punches me like, oh, $5. He's like, yeah, he was just like jacked. He was like, yes, I fucking nailed it. He was like, I think that was the first time he did it, and he got a great response, you know, from everybody.
Yeah.
And I was like so excited for him to just be excited, because, you know, you work at this stuff and you try to plug things in, and sometimes their wording's not right, or the mood isn't right, or whatever, and it kind of falls flat. Then you double think it, or re-guess yourself, or try to figure out how to work it in. But it just worked for him, and it nailed it. And I was like so excited, like watching him, like, yeah, that is awesome, man.
Yeah.
That is so cool. I was like happy for him.
It's a good feeling.
It is. And it wasn't, you know, I had nothing to do with it. I was just like happy to see him like knock it out the park. It was awesome.
Yeah. I try to explain that sometimes. Like, I go up to Burlington for open mics. I haven't been like the past month or so, but they have an open mic on Wednesdays. You get 3 minutes on stage, but it's like a 2-hour drive from here. So it's a long commitment.
Big commitment for 3 minutes.
3 minutes, but
right. It's like a grinder hookup.
Yeah,
like 2 hours, 3 minutes. Take it easy.
Well, I guess we could cross that bridge. We'll talk about that later. No, I explained it like going up there, they have really good audiences. So like if you have a bit, and especially if the bit does well, you get really good reactions from people, and they'll be honest. Like if it's not funny, they're not gonna laugh. But they're typically, when it is funny, like they laugh hard, and they're there to have a good time. And it's a really good club setup and everything. So that you're going up there like not just for the stage time, but also for the feeling you get if like a laugh lands well and like test it in front of a good audience. So
right.
That's a high to ride.
Did you ever get a laugh that confused you?
Yes.
Yeah. You know, it's like, I didn't realize that was funny.
Right. Or like, yeah, it came across differently than what I was thinking.
Right.
Yeah, it happened quite a bit.
Because you probably record a lot of your stuff, right?
Every set, yeah.
Do you?
Yeah.
And I don't, and I've recorded some here and there, but I kick myself because I'm like, oh man, I don't remember you know what I said, and like, you know, and you'll see the show that we'll do together here in a couple weeks. You know, we do this bucket thing at the end, and I enjoy that a lot because it's just free. You're freestyling, you know,
right.
Just picking something out of there and you're going with it, kind of like not the kill tone, bucket pull or bucket list or whatever that they have down there in Austin. But
bottom of the barrel.
Yeah, thank you. But what's good about this is just I enjoy that part, that reactionary type thing. And I went off on a tangent one time about the town I lived in, Gloversville, because it's just trash down, you know. And I went off on this rant, and one of the other comics that was there is like, dude, that was great. You got to like keep doing that, like that. You got to remember that. And actually, that night that we did the show together for the funniest comedy or comic competition, he's like, why aren't you doing that? Like, why isn't that added in? I'm like, I don't know, because I didn't write that down. I didn't record it either.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I just went. He's like, you need to do that. He's like, that's what you need to do.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right.
I've gotten a lot of well, one is like beneficial for me to like remember my material, to watch it back, because like certain like ways of delivering a punchline could affect like how people respond to it.
Absolutely.
So like if I record it 3 different ways and I'm able to see that feedback, like that just helps. But also like I just did a show up in Indian Lake last week for their Moose Fest, Moose Festival, which is really fun actually. I recorded my set for that, which one like this, it was like a 10-minute set. I was able to like put that on YouTube, and I could use that to like submit to competition shows or whatever. So that's kind of the practical benefit of it too. But like I also got some like crowd work stuff off of that was just fun. And I'm new to comedy. Like I'm only a year and a half, 2 years in. So like I'm trying to learn how to be better at crowd work and just kind of reading the audience and like feeding into that a little bit. But I had some really good moments there that were just fun. Like, so kind
Yeah.
of getting to watch those back is encouraging me and like helping me learn ways to be better at doing that in the future, you know?
I think I'd like to do more crowd work. Like, I think it's too, partly it's like, you know, I'm almost twice your age, right? So I can say, God, that's terrible to say. It's so bad to say that. My gosh. What do I got, like 20 summers left? Like, oh no. But no,
that's a sad way to think about it.
Right. It's like, oh, well, we'll end it here as I go jump in the river. But I think it's like, you know, I've learned I've been around people a lot longer. And I've always been a pretty talkative guy. I think that's the one thing I like about comedy too, is you get to meet people, and you may only meet them for the first time once, you know, and you may never meet them again. So it's kind of fun to like just think about like, yeah, you know, let's leave a good impression with this person or this, you know, this girl or whatever, or have some fun, or like, hey, you find out somebody's birthday, like that's my favorite. Like somebody tells me, like, oh, it's their birthday. I'm like, you shouldn't have said that.
Yeah. Well, I actually just posted a bit about that today.
Did you really?
Yeah. This was like back in February. I did an open mic here at the Lagoon in town. Kay was hosting it.
Okay.
And
we did one there.
You were probably there actually.
No, we did an open mic there for the Winter Festival last year. That's where it was. I knew.
Okay.
Yeah, you came in with some friends.
Yes.
Yeah, and
it might have been this show. It was in the bigger room, like they had like a little stage area set up.
Yeah, it's outside the bar.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was that show.
Oh, was it?
Yes. There was a group that had walked in, and like two of the guys were wearing sashes, and I was like, "Hey, I thought only girls wore sashes." And the guy was like, "It's my birthday," and I was like, and then like a few other people were like, "It's my birthday too," and I was like, "Oh, cool." Any other birthdays I don't care about? Like, you know? Like that was a joke because like it's bound to be someone's birthday. Like you know, like you're at a bar on a Friday night, someone's got to be celebrating. But
yeah, like I said, I said to somebody once, I think it was up there. I said kind of the same thing. I said, I saw a girl take a shot. She's like, well, and they're all like, you know, blah, blah, blah. And I thought I heard someone say birthday. So I'm like, hey, is it your birthday? Yeah. So you took a shot? Yeah. Someone going to get lucky tonight? It's like, no. I'm like, what a waste. You know? And I said, you know, it's not polite to ask a woman, and she was up there in age, probably a little older than me, you know, how old you are and like how much you like, you know, I look at the crowd, like how much you weigh. I'm like, right. So when did you get your period?
Yeah.
You know, something stupid like that, you know. But I enjoy stuff like that. You know, that's the fun part.
Nice.
But, yeah, that was terrible.
So outside of the comedy realm, what tell us about Chad? What do you?
Well, let's see. I have you know, married with a child, I guess, and you know, it's just a lifelong commitment to the love of my life.
There you go.
Yeah, but no, it's
try not to sound too happy about it.
Right. She'll never hear this. It's all right. She doesn't support me at all. No, it's not true. She does, in ignorance. But no, I mean, outside, I just you know, I spent a lot of years. Like I said, I grew up in a small town. You know, I was raised with a bunch of women. My grandmother, my great grandmother, great aunts, and cousins, and that. And my mother, I had it was really good, like childhood. I can't complain. Like nobody, you know, hit me or anything, even as much as I wanted to. And I probably should have. My dad was not a physical violent guy or whatever, and he should have been. He should have been a little more heavy-handed with me. Definitely got into a lot of trouble as I got older, for sure. You know, got into drugs a little bit too much. Got into drinking too much, for sure. You know, got myself in a pinch a few times. Had to spend a little time away from everybody for a little bit. You know, wasn't too awful long. But jail stinks, man.
Yeah.
You know, it's just so boring, you know.
Well, I've heard so many good things. So.
Right. I mean, if you like to read and, you know, have endless sex, it's pretty good, you know. But
okay.
But no, it's just so boring, you know. And I was in there for like the holidays, so that was worse, you know. And I just remember being in there. I'm like, I don't want to be in here the rest of my life. You know, this is terrible. I got to straighten my shit out. And I did. Good. And you know, you talk about like having a Christian background. I didn't have one at all. Like I remember going to church with my great grandmother a few times, and then I did like I guess you can say like found Christ, you know. And then I did go ahead and it's funny to say that because I swear like a sailor, you know, and everybody knows me like, get on. But people know me, know this is true. Like, you know, and I did, and I got, you know, I got in a church, and I still go to church, you know, infrequently, not as much as I used to, but I think it's a good balance,
Sure.
you know, for me. And so yeah, then you know, got married, and I never went to college. I wasn't. I was big into football, and I actually did have a chance to go play college football, but I stayed back. Like I said earlier, my mother was quadriplegic. I have one brother. He joined the military. He's like 7 years older than me, so he got right out of town, went in the military, had a great career in the military, and lives in Alaska now.
Wow.
And so I kind of felt like I needed to stay back and help my dad take care of my mom.
Sure.
So yeah, and that's what I did, because she was a quadriplegic just about really my whole life for the most part,
Really?
you know. So yeah, I kind of stuck around to help take care of her.
Yeah. What caused that again?
She had multiple sclerosis.
Okay.
Yeah, which, you know, now I know people now that have multiple sclerosis that might just have a limp, you know,
Right,
with medications. But back I grew up in '74. I was about a year I was born, so
Sure.
I think she was diagnosed like a year or two after. So she fell pretty rapidly into being in like a wheelchair, and then basically just became a quadriplegic after that for the most part. And my dad would just refused to like put her in a home or anything. That was not on the list.
Yeah.
You know, so good for him. I give him a lot of credit. He made a lot of sacrifices.
Yeah.
And a lot of Pall Malls, you know,
Yeah.
smoked a lot of cigarettes, you know.
There you go.
Like this sucks. Just keep
Yeah.
smoking. But yeah, that was about it. And then I just, you know, got a job. I'm a pretty loyal guy. So if I'm a friend or foe, well, you know, I say foe, I'll just forget about you eventually. But if I'm a friend, like I'm a loyal dude. And even a job, like if a job treats me good, I don't leave. I stayed at my last job for like almost 29 years.
There you go.
And they just closed shop and got out of New York. You know, it's
Okay.
nobody's fault. And they offered to like, hey, you want to come either to Wisconsin or West Virginia? I'm like,
That's a
thanks.
big move to make.
Yeah, that's too many cousin bangers right there. So I'm good. I'll stick around here.
Stay in Galloway.
That's right. That's right. We got Allentown. They all stay over there. We're good. So yeah, so we're
That's a
good.
very true
is.
stereotype around here.
It kind of is. You know, they keep them over there by the mountain.
Yep.
You know, they come down for the summer and wash up once in a while, but they get back up in the mountain.
Go bathe in the creek somewhere.
That's right. Yeah. And then, so yeah, I did. And then I just joined up. And that's what really like, why I can't hit so many open mics now is my new job is different. This is my hours are different. So I can't hit the open mics because for a while I was pretty faithful. I do the Monday, not so much Tuesday, but I always did Mondays, Thursdays, and a couple of Fridays down at the Comedy Works.
Sure.
But, you know, this new job just has a little bit different hours. It's kind of peeling back a bit to be able to give me some more time.
Nice.
Because I was dumb enough that I talked myself into a position I shouldn't have been in, to be honest with you. Like they saw my resume. They're like, oh, this is great, blah, blah, blah. And you interested in this? I'm like, sure. And then next thing you know, it's like, would you mind doing this? Absolutely. And hey, could you help me here? And I'm like, oh, no. And the next thing you know, it's like just stacking up. And finally, it was about a couple of months ago, I'm like, hey, time out, guys.
Yeah. That's
It's getting thick.
that does kind of suck. Like if you're like a loyal employee or you do really well with one thing, it tends to like compile onto be like more and more responsibility, which tends to not work out that well.
Right. You know, and it's funny, like you get to be like 50 years old and you're like, hey, you know what? Like I don't want to live at work anymore. And I did that a lot. And that's really what I drowned myself in. I drowned myself in at work at the last job up until like the last like 5 years of that job, where I got like a different position. I didn't have to be there so much. But yeah, you know, I was kind of like I don't want to say sole breadwinner. My wife definitely worked, but I wanted her to be home and raise our child. I wanted to be able to, I'm not going to say like a traditional family because she didn't do the dishes, you know. But I wanted her to like, I didn't want daycare to raise our child. You know, I wanted, like she always worked. She did part-time jobs here and there. And then she worked at the school as like an assistant for years. And so she was like following my daughter like a stalker. Like she went to elementary, then she went to middle school. And so now my daughter's graduated and doing a bunch of other things for herself. And so now my wife's like, okay, now she got like, you know, she got a good job. She's always had a good job, but you know, now she's got a job in her field of expertise. And so she's doing what she wants to do. So it's worked out pretty well.
That's cool. Your daughter's graduated out of the house, so you guys get more free time and stuff.
She is, right. She's you know, hasn't stopped costing us money, that's for sure. She and I, you know, I say that jokingly, but she's getting into like modeling and stuff, so she's really been able to like take off. It's so weird, like I'm doing something I always wanted to do, and she's kind of doing something she wants to do. It's kind of funny. But it's really just taken off. We didn't expect. She's won a few pageants. Now she's like a national pageant holder, and now she was in a Adam Sandler movie.
Oh, really?
She hasn't come out yet. I think it comes out next year.
Okay.
But she got it's as an extra, but she's working with, I think it's Sadie Adams is one of his daughters.
Okay.
She's in a bunch of scenes with her. She had to go down to Jersey a couple times and shoot scenes down there.
Wow.
I don't know what the name of the movie was, so you ain't getting any secrets out of me. I don't know anything. But my daughter did say that Adam Sandler acts just like you see him on TV.
I believe that. I believe it.
He's exactly the same. So when talking, my daughter was talking to his daughter, and his daughter, funny, like, said she doesn't watch any of his movies. And my daughter's like, how would you not watch a movie? She goes, I live with this guy.
Yeah.
I see it every day.
He's true to character. He's probably
true to character.
Yeah.
Yeah. My daughter said one time that he got off the golf cart. He was like off to the side. And he just gets off and like he's got the classic jersey on with shorts that don't match, and he's just over there dancing, whatever. She said he's just like you see in the movies.
Yeah.
Very kind, very nice guy. His wife, I guess, was very nice.
Nice.
So, yeah. So she's just taken off. She's got to do some runway stuff in Fashion Week in New York City. She's actually goes out and she's got chosen for she's top 5 for a cover girl type thing. So she's doing really well for herself. We're proud of her.
Yeah, good for her.
Yeah, good for her.
I'm not familiar with the modeling industry, but I imagine that's not too easy to get into. And
It's not. They say it skips a generation.
Yeah.
So it sucks for her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can't get all this.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. What about you? What brought you here to your 27 years on the planet?
Oh gosh. Well, you mean like interest outside of comedy?
Yeah. What do you do outside of here?
Gosh. Work a bunch.
Right.
I'm at that stage where I drown myself in work and
That's
then
right. You're
enjoy my office.
You're at the suck stage.
Yeah. Well, I really love my job. I work as a paramedic full time.
Oh, no kidding. Okay.
Which is really fun.
God, the stories you must have.
But like, it's kind of weird because like, what's like my normal everyday, which doesn't seem like anything exciting, is crazy to other people when I don't like actually share stories of like things I saw or like calls we did. So I don't know. I don't like see it as like super crazy stuff all the time, but I'm trying to learn to see it like that because I think there's good comedy bits in it.
There probably is, but for trauma wise, you're probably doing it the right way.
Yeah.
Like oh my gosh.
Yeah, I don't want to traumatize people with fucking things that actually happen out there.
Right, you're pouring sauce in the spaghetti. It's like, oh, yeah, Elizabeth.
Yeah.
It's like, oh no.
Oh no. She looks like my last patient.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, no, you're probably looking at it the right way.
Well, actually, I have the adverse effect. I'll like be on scene. Like it's funny. We like my partners and I will joke around. Like we'll see like a really bad trauma call or whatever. Like pronounce someone dead. We're like while we're doing that, we're like, oh, I wonder what we're gonna have for lunch.
Right.
It's like the opposite.
Yeah. Right.
Like, actually, my patient reminds me of spaghetti. I'd rather not the other way around. I don't know.
Right. No, but you probably do have to have that. But that's always happened. Like you've been to funerals. Like there's always that room to the side where like people are chuckling.
Right.
And people are like, how could they? Like, because life goes on.
Yeah.
That's why.
And like, I mean, humor is a really good way to cope with those things. I have a bit about that. Like, talking about like humor to cope with like work and stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's I love my job. Like it is really exciting.
What got you into it?
Well, my dad was a firefighter paramedic for a long time.
Okay.
So I kind of grew up around it.
Yeah.
I wasn't planning on doing that. I was actually wanting to go like for music education after high school, and then
I saw the guitars when I walked in. I'm like, oh, he's a jammer.
Yeah,
right.
I like that every once in a while. I don't play too much. I really don't have the time to like really sit down and just play that much. But yeah, I was going for music education or wanted to, and then I ended up going to a different school that my sister was going to up here. Did that for a year, and while I was doing that, I worked security at the college, and then got my EMT, or kind of got my foot in the door doing EMS. So, like one thing led to another, and now I do that full time.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
But I wouldn't change that for anything. Like I think music education would be fun, but looking now, I don't think I would have enjoyed it nearly as much as what I do now.
Yeah.
And I don't know that would have led to comedy and like doing this stuff. Like,
yeah, you never know. Like it's funny. Like I just heard a podcast with Lionel Richie on it, And I love Ronald Richie. I was always a big fan of his music and things he's produced. I mean, he's been around since freaking 60s. I mean, I think the Commodores were started in like 63 or something, which is stupid that I even know that fact, honestly. But yeah, he said something I thought was funny. I actually just heard it this afternoon. That it's funny because musicians, when they become popular, it's like musician and comics are now kind of like in the same realm of people, like getting followings and stuff. And it's like he says he started to notice that like famous rock stars and that wanted to be like comics because I think they could feel like they could cut up or have more. Or he said actually was more artistic freedom because like he was saying like here I just come in here and do my songs over and over again all the time, and at a certain point you're not really producing music anymore because I don't want to say you've topped out, but maybe your fan base isn't there anymore. Where comedy, you can keep changing all the time. So he's noticed like there was almost like this jealousy kind of thing between the musician and comics. And I thought that was interesting.
That's what I talked with Vinny about that actually. I've heard quite a few people make that parallel of like comics want to be rock stars and rock stars want to be comics. I don't know. I for probably a few reasons. Like I think if you're a rock star and you go to comedy, like you get kind of instant feedback on your material.
Right.
Like you're getting laughs. Like it's a little more, probably more engaging with the audience, I would think.
I think it's more intimate too.
Yeah.
To a degree. Like if you're doing, like my wife is like a huge Goo Goo Dolls fan, so I've got to go to these shows. Well, I don't have to. I send her a lot on her own. But I've been and it's like, yeah, we're going to listen to the same, 15 songs or whatever, and they're going to go up there and knock it out, and they're going to do great. But it'd be like that. Maybe that's why like George Wallace as a comedian's doing the residency. Maybe he doesn't want to put the work into coming up with new material, and he's just gonna, ride on his legendary status and just keep going out and doing the same jokes and just different people coming in flow through. I don't know.
Plus, I feel like doing residency is probably easier on your schedule. You don't have to travel as much.
Gosh,
you just live where you're doing it, and
right. I mean, everybody knows Wayne Newton, but I haven't heard a new song from that guy. In 55 years. I don't know. But
can I consider I do a residency? Like I just get to do comedy around here. I don't get to travel yet, so I guess it's a residency.
Right. All this information is brought to you by a certified forklift operator. Yeah. So so take it for what it's worth. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know nothing. But no, I saw the guitars and I kind of chuckled because people they'll have like a guitar or something maybe like hanging on the wall. Be like, oh, that guy must play a little bit. But then you come and you see somebody who's got like 5 lined up by the front door. Like, okay, this guy is for real.
Yeah, probably. I guess you could sound pretty serious.
Yeah, right.
The guitar on the left is one my parents got me for I think my 15th or 16th birthday.
Okay. You started with like a classic acoustic.
It was not a classic, just a regular acoustic, but that's probably my favorite gift I've ever gotten was that guitar because we weren't ever like super well off, like money was tight growing up.
I hear you there.
So they made that happen and they were really excited about it, and then I was able to do like music lessons off of that and like start playing in groups and stuff. So I didn't realize that light just turned off. Oh well.
Don't worry, it's on me.
Yeah.
It's better.
But yeah, no, that's one of my favorite gifts I've ever gotten, so I'll cherish that thing. And then the other ones have kind of come just as people have offered them to me. So
I remember, it's funny you say that. I remember the first guitar I ever got, my grandmother bought me an Ibanez acoustic guitar.
Nice.
I thought that was the coolest thing in the world, man. And I played that thing. And I was, getting into it a bit, but then, I was an idiot, and I left it on my bed one time, and I think I threw like my book bag or something on it, and it broke the neck.
Yeah.
Like it came away from the body, and I was so pissed.
Yeah.
I was so mad. And, we didn't have money to, it wasn't, my old man was not buying me an acoustic guitar. It's like,
we tried to duct tape it back together.
That's
or something.
right. Go out there and get a hammer and some nails and fix it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, it's cool though. And I see you even got the piano. So yeah, it's funny. Can you play both pretty well, like the piano? How does that correlate to like chords for the guitar? Like, because I find musicians, like here I do comedy, I find musicians fascinating because I can't do that. Like my buddy's son can sit down and play the piano without a problem and go over and play the guitar, and I'm like, how do you do that?
Yeah. I am not, I can't read sheet music that well.
Okay.
So I'm not like reading sheet music and playing. I more so just play by ear or like write my own stuff.
Okay.
And kind of make it up as I go. I have heard that people that read sheet music and play piano, that translates well to other instruments. Like if you learn on the piano first and then go like and pick up guitar or something else. But I'm not too sure, to be honest with you.
No, it's all right. Yeah.
It's quite a bit different for me, at least, like the chords from a piano to a guitar. But I don't know like the music theory side of all that.
Yeah, nor do I.
Yeah,
nor do I.
I just like playing whatever I hear.
Again,
figure it out.
Again, certified forklift operator.
Yeah.
You know, I pick stuff up, I put stuff down.
Yeah, certified ambulance driver. Here we go.
Yeah. So back to that, like, what's the coolest? Like, you got like have you ever had to deliver a child yet? Or anything?
Nope.
No, you haven't got.
Not yet. I haven't. That's like a big thing in EMS. Like you get your stork wings if you.
Is that what they call it? I was just gonna ask you, like, what are some of the like inside like trophy type things that you guys like? So stork wings, that's what they call it. Okay,
that's probably one of the big ones because like most of the patients we deal with are like exiting their life, so bringing someone in is kind of a nice change of pace, and like I think it's a little more honoring. But
I got my funeral director.
Yeah. I'm a mortuary, whatever. I don't know.
Right.
I think a childbirth is kind of like an honor. It's cool. Like some people don't want to do it at all because it is messy. And it like if it goes bad, like it's.
Oh my gosh! Yeah.
And like we don't typically train or get as many pediatric calls, so they're a little more intimidating when you get them. But
how long
that's probably the big thing. Like 7 years.
All right. Yeah. So you got it young.
Yeah.
Oh no.
I was 19, I think, when I got my EMT. 19 or 20.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Well, that's pretty good commitment.
Yeah, it's been good. I say 7 years. I've had my card for that long. There was like a 2-year time period I was out of state and not working in EMS.
Oh, okay.
Because my license didn't transfer over, but I've had it for that long and I've been an EMT for that long. So, and I still kind of did medical stuff when I was not doing EMS, but it's been a little while. Yeah. Enjoy it.
Yeah. It's fun. I mean, I can't imagine. It's a great thing. You know, I don't have any EMS type background whatsoever, other than like I'm a certified first responder at work, you know, whatever. But I'll jump in and help anybody anytime. I could care less.
Yeah.
You know? And it's so funny. Like I have my friends always tell me like, you should have been an EMT. And I'm like, no, I shouldn't have been. There's no way I should have been an EMT. But I, in my life, have come across just these strangest things and have been like the first or second person at scenes. It's so weird to me that I've been able to see things. Just this past winter, I saw a lady get hit by a car. I was driving down the road, and I'm like, she was getting her mail. She had her car parked alongside the road, and somebody rear-ended the car, which hit her. And I'm like, did I just see what I saw?
Yeah.
Like, I thought it was a bag of garbage or something at first. And I'm like, no, that's a person.
Yeah.
I'm like, you have got to be kidding me. So I, run over with my certified forklift license, and I'm like,
pick her up with a forklift.
Right. We got you, honey.
Yeah. Get you in the ambulance quick.
That's right.
She's a big one. Get the strap.
She was a thick lady. And she was a big one. But it was funny. It was like, it's not funny, but it was on a hill. So I like immediately just like, it was winter. So I dug my heels in the snow and I just knelt in the snowbank and like held her so she was like pressed against my body. And I did, check the C-spine kind of thing, roll my hand down her back, roll my hand down her legs. And then when I rolled my hand down the back of her legs, I'm like, I come up, I got a handful of blood. I'm like, oh, this sucks. She had a broken leg and blah, blah, blah. But it's like, I just, and I remember her saying to me, she's like, you look so much like my son-in-law. And I'm like, well, your daughter's got a good-looking dude. Let me tell you, And she chuckled a little bit. But, yeah, it's so weird. Like, all my life, even as a kid, like, I've seen so many, like, nowhere near as much as you, I'm sure of it. But just so many people that have been in, like, motorcycle accidents. I saw for instance, I was probably 17, 18 maybe. My dad bought us snowmobiles, and that was cool because my cousin who lived down the road, we lived on Sacandaga Lake. So my cousin lived down the road at snowmobiles. We'd all go out together. Well, one night during a blizzard, we'd run the roads, and one night during a blizzard, we came back home about 1 o'clock in the morning, and it was probably a little after 1. Still snowing like crazy out because our outside light was on. But I just remember hearing a snowmobile go by, and I was like, who the heck is that? We lived on a road that, other people lived there, but it was a lot of campers. So when somebody drove by, you're like, who's that? And next thing you know, like, I hear the snowmobile just running, And then next thing you know, somebody pulls in the yard with a snowmobile. And I'm like, who is that? Like, is that part of our party?
Mm-hmm.
And this guy is just waving his hands. And I'm like, oh, no. And I go running out to see who it is. And I'm literally in shorts. I don't even have shoes on and a shirt. And I can hear him screaming when I walked out the front door. Well, what had happened was he was riding along the road and got into the ditch. And the power company had cut a bunch of limbs that fall and left them in the ditch. And one came right through the cowl, like hit the shock, came right up through and hit him like just below the knee.
Yeah.
And it didn't sever it, but it broke his leg off to where he was holding his leg like almost in his lap. And I'm like, oh no.
Yeah.
And the funny EMT part of this is I go and I tell my dad, he's half asleep on the couch, finishing off a pack of Pall Malls, and I go running out and I take I remember my dad was mad. He's like, that's a good blanket. Like I had a blanket wrapped around and I was trying to figure out how to put a tourniquet on him or something. Like I didn't know. I'm just like, what do I do? So I started taking the laces off his boots because I'm literally still in shorts and a t-shirt with no shoes on, standing in the snow. And I'm just like, I'm trying to wrap this stump and I got blood all over me. I'm like, if I don't have some disease by now, I don't have any, but the funny part is EMS comes, right? Our local Broad Albin Volunteer Fire Department, they come and they bury the ambulance into the snowbank. Because my dad, we lived on a slight hill, but then our driveway also had a bit of a hill. And so this lady comes out, and she was a thick lady. And she comes down that driveway, and us fatties, when we try to, we can't slow ourselves down. We got to do the shuffle and then lean back a little bit. It's like a tractor trailer with a Jake brakes, just so
makes the same noise and everything.
Right, it makes the whole same thing. And I'm like, wow, throw the brakes on, honey. But she finally kicked out. Her feet just blew out from underneath her. But whatever she had, hard shelled thing in her hand, went up in the air. And I just remember watching this, oh my gosh. And it came down right next to her head. I mean, just missed her head, but there she was, filleted out. Just, oh, my back. I'm like, are you kidding me? Then the Fulton County ambulance came. Yeah. I'm like, there is no way. And it's all the funny, weird things that have happened to me, when it comes to people. And I tell my friends, and they're like, man, and my friends have been there for some of them, and if we didn't know you, we'd think you were lying to us. It's the craziest thing. I feel like an EMT, but I just don't have any credits towards
credentials for it. Yeah,
none.
Yeah,
none whatsoever.
Gosh, those were it's kind of funny. A lot of people in EMS will be good about we respond to stuff all the time, so we see injuries after they've happened.
Right.
But if you show me a video of someone snapping their legs, doing a leg press in a gym, I'm
tough.
it's
tough to watch.
I cringe at that because it's I'll go and respond to that. I want to see the aftermath of it and help them then. But seeing it happen is that's a different feeling. Yeah.
Will curl my toes right up. Yeah, that wasn't too long ago. I saw arm wrestler,
Oh yeah.
And I'm like,
yeah. No, thanks.
Yeah, my wife's like, you say the weirdest stuff. You've seen some crazy, and that bothers you? My wife's like, ugh. And I'm over there oh, turn it off, turn it off.
Hearing a bone break is
not,
not fun.
It's disgusting.
Unexpected, yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Creepy.
My dad and I, I said my dad was a paramedic for a long time. This was, 3-4 years ago. I was in Ohio, and we had just finished golfing, and we had left, and we had come across a pretty bad accident. It was a motorcycle rear-ended by another car, threw the drivers or the riders off, and that was pretty nuts. It was kind of neat, being there, with him to do the evaluation, working with him because we'd not worked together on an ambulance or anything. So this is cool.
That's right. Let's do it, Dad.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Sorry you just lost your leg, but this is a cool father-son bonding moment for us.
Right. Right. Would you calm down? We're trying to take a selfie together.
Yeah. Yeah, quit wriggling. Get the background.
Right.
Yeah. No, a silly one.
Do a duck face.
Yeah. Meanwhile, the lady's femur's broken.
Right. Using his leg as to hold the phone.
Well, it's actually not too far off from what was happening. Yeah, I don't know. I've come across a few things like that, but yeah, I don't know.
The worst is I worked with a gentleman for years. He gave up. He was in the funeral home director. He was funeral home business, and he went to Syracuse. He showed me his card. He was older than me. Super nice guy. He told me and I don't know if this is a fact, so I'm going to take, he's passed on now, so I'm going to take him at his word for it. But he said, I was like, what are some interesting facts, about blah, blah, blah. And he said, you're typically about the same weight cremated as you were when you were born. And I'm like, really? Like, yeah. He's like, typically within a few ounces, you go right back to your birth weight. And I'm like, that is I'm like, even me? Are you serious? Like, he's like, all that fat and that'll burn off. All that stuff will burn off. It's all, skeletal and whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's crazy. He's like, yeah, look it up. And I did, and I don't remember what I found out. But, I mean, I'm sure it varies a little bit. But some of the stories he had.
Crazy. That's a job I don't want.
No.
Like a funeral home director.
No. And I asked him, I'm like, buddy, how did you do that for so long? He married into the business. His wife's family owned it. And he got his, I guess, mortuary license or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And, oh, my gosh, the stories he had were just like, picking up people in buckets and whatever. It's like, holy smokes. And he finally, when he had grandkids, he never had any children of his own. He married. He just, I think he adopted his wife's daughter. But when he had grandkids, he's like, okay, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah. That's like, for us, like, if we have a call where, like, someone has passed, like, we'll do, like, some paperwork and, like, get information done. We'll normally, like, just confirm, like, that they are deceased. And then that's it for us. Like, we hand it over to the police, and then the coroner comes and takes care of the body and everything. So we don't have to do much past, like, just, like, pronouncing someone dead and, like.
Okay. So you actually do that. You can do the pronunciation, the pronouncing or whatever?
Well, we don't do, like, a death certificate. That's
no, right.
Job. We will, like, if we have, like, a definitive sign of death, like someone, like, has lividity or, like, just, like, injuries incompatible with life is what we say. We're not going to do CPR and try to resuscitate when it's obvious that they've passed.
Right. Man, I got a question to ask you. I've been thinking about this for years, actually. We had a gentleman in our old house, where we were living before we rented out and moved into this one. There was a gentleman who passed away, and, man, they were in there for a long time. And I thought, why are they in there so long? And he was old. He was a pretty good sized guy. His wife was outside. I think, like, family members started to show up a little bit outside, and I'm like, what is going on in there? Like, they've been in there for a long time, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, they working on him? How do they not, like, have him up and going? Like, he's a big guy, but he ain't that big. And I'm like, he got in the door. And I'm like, So when they brought him out, they were, like, doing chest compressions and that on him. And I don't know nothing, all right? Certified forklift operator. And I'm like, those don't look like real chest compressions. Like, were they just, like, I thought to myself, were they just doing that to, like, get past the family and to, like, I don't want to say put on a show, but just, like, maybe just relax them a bit or something.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of that? Is that, like, I don't want to say common, but is there?
I will say, like, when you're moving someone, it's really hard to do effective chest compressions.
Right, exactly.
So that's probably what was happening. That's why, like, a lot of people don't understand, like, if you're, like, someone goes into cardiac arrest and you're working them, it's much better for us to stay on scene and do our skills and interventions there.
Right. Get them on the floor, get them off the bed.
Right. And do all our work there if it's safe to do so. But, like, a lot of times family members will be like, why aren't you taking him to the hospital? Well, we can't effectively, like, even try to save your family member if we're moving them too much. Or, like, compressions and stuff isn't nearly as effective if they're moving or we're transporting in the back of the ambulance. So,
okay, so you might. Okay, so you got the inside there. So they probably were doing their work on the inside.
Yes, that's probably why it took so long. And then anytime you are moving someone, it's really hard. Like, even walking into the hospital, like, we're, like, one arm on the stretcher, or, like, someone will mount the stretcher and do compressions on there. But it's hard unless you have, like, we've got, like, mechanical CPR devices. Like,
I saw one for the first time a few years ago at work. Unfortunately, a gentleman had a heart attack.
Oh, wow.
And they put that strap on him. And I literally, I was coming into work, and I heard commotion. I just walked around the corner, and unfortunately, this poor guy, that thing was just pumping. I didn't know what that noise was. And that's the only reason I took the left in the doorway, because I'm like, what is that noise?
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? And everyone else was standing around. I'm like, and it was so foreign to me. And I'm like you said, like, why aren't you doing anything? And I'm like, why isn't anybody doing it? I'm like, well, that thing's doing the whole thing. But that thing was neat. Like, that's a pretty incredible. How long have you guys been using that?
I don't know. They've been around for a while.
Have they?
As long as I've been in EMS, we've had them.
Oh, really? Okay, all right.
There's different like takes on them and stuff, but the one we use a lot is called the Lucas device, which is like a single, kind of like a plunger that comes down, rests on your chest and pushes in, like where you would put your hands.
I think that was what this would be. Then.
Okay.
Yeah.
They've got other ones like that are called like an auto pulse, which is like a band that wraps around your chest, and that one almost looks a little more aggressive because it's like the whole band is squeezing in like circumferentially around your chest.
Oh man, they ain't getting that around me.
Yeah.
They're gonna have to go straight hands on with my ass.
That is the thing.
You're damn right.
They're only one size, but they don't fit all.
That's right. That's right.
This
is right. This is not a one size fit all. Tons of fun. You're done.
Yeah, which is
kickstart me like an old Harley. Just get on there and start hammering me.
We've had patients, or you can be too small and it won't fit because the plunger only comes down so far. So if you're like really old and like super thin or like frail old ladies that go into cardiac arrest, we can't put the Lucas on. Or if you're too big, we can't put the Lucas on.
Right.
Which kind of sucks for us because it's
you know what you should do for that Lucas? You should probably get some handles on it and just hit me like a jackhammer.
Actually, we could probably do that. There's handles on the side we could just push down on it.
Yeah, don't worry. I heard this from a comedian and a certified forklift operator. Yeah. Stand back.
He gave us permission.
That's right. What's he doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, just open the choke and pull the cord.
I'm just losing my license right now. That's what I'm doing. Committing negligence against my patient.
Right, right. Yeah. So how often do you have to certify for that? Every so many years, or is it
every 2 years? You have to do like a CPR
class,
or you have to recertify on it. I just had to redo mine. Yeah, that's not too bad. You have to take like the same class, and they'll typically you're supposed to do it every 2 years in case there's like new practices or protocols. They want to like refresh you on it, and just make sure you're staying up to snuff on that skill. Because it's pretty important to know.
It's kind of
more important things to do.
How do you feel as like so this is full time, pay to do it, whatever. How about those volunteer schlubs that just come waltzing in, sausage gravy on their uniform, just walking in?
It's a great question.
Yeah.
So I started off as a volunteer. There's always a need. There's some places where it's more feasible to have volunteers than a paid staff. I mean, there's agencies in this county that only have like maybe 50, 60 calls a year. Some that have less than that, actually. So it doesn't make sense to have paid staff.
Oh, yeah, no, absolutely. Right, the town can't afford it. Sure.
But I will say, what you gain in financial like savings, you lose in, for the most part. Well, I shouldn't say that. First, sometimes you lose in professionalism and calmness. That's a big difference.
Yeah, good point.
Because we like, if you're working every day on the ambulance, like things don't hit you as hard, or like your adrenaline doesn't dump as much, things like that. If you're not seeing these things all the time, I've been on scenes before, like as a professional responder, where I've had volunteers come up, or even paid people that just don't see these things as often, and they flip out. Which is
that's a good point. I never really thought about that. Yeah. Just getting the repetitiveness of like kind of dulling yourself down to the absolute like shock and awe of it. I never thought of that, but that's a good point.
So that's kind of the downside of volunteers, because sometimes you lose that. There are some volunteers out there that are phenomenal. That are really experienced,
absolutely. Yeah. I make fun of them, but absolutely. Right.
Those whackers.
That's
right.
Call them. Yeah. Is that what you call them? Whackers.
Whackers. Yeah.
So if somebody was to come in, like let's say the volunteer pulls up, Gary pulls up, he's there first. He's got his blue light on or whatever, smoking a Pall Mall right. He's got a sausage gravy biscuit in his shirt pocket, just for.
You're not too far off.
That's right. No, not at all. Ass crack hanging out, belly hanging out of the front. And then, so do you guys take like for the paid EMS? If you guys are on scene, do you take over for the volunteers, or how does that like hierarchy type thing work?
It's based off your jurisdiction. So like the town I work in is like, that's my primary response area. So if I'm responding to a call in there, I'm typically the highest card holder on the crew. I'm in charge of that scene. If I go mutual aid to another district, like I go to a neighboring town, typically I'll be like, as a paramedic, you're typically the highest card holder. So you probably will still have control over that scene. But a lot of times you're just there to help. So you don't want to really step on toes, but you want to do what's best for the patient. So sometimes you have to,
Like, hey, man,
Fuck off. I'm here. Like, get out of the way.
Right. Nobody uses tongue and mouth to mouth.
Yeah.
Back off.
Why are you putting his wallet in his mouth? Yeah, this doesn't make sense. We don't give suppositories in EMS. Get your hand out of his ass.
Right. And you don't put them in the penis either. So beat it.
Yeah, that's not an us thing. Yeah,
that's right. I saw it on House. It'll work.
Yeah, I saw it on TikTok one time.
Right.
It was neat.
Yeah.
Showing a pin in his throat. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
We joke, but stuff like that has happened.
No, it's crazy. Like there was a guy in a few towns over from us, EMS guy, and I don't remember his name, and I wouldn't say it if I did, but he got in trouble, and I think I don't know if he got arrested or fired or just in trouble. Suppose we got a little hands-on with some of the patients from time to time, and there was like a, recorded like history of that, and I'm like, what?
Yeah. People step outside of the boundaries of their protocols and abilities sometimes, and it shows. Right.
But I just thought, like, I remember, if it was my wife or friends or whatever we're talking, like, how could you do that? I'm like, listen, people suck at every job. Like, you know what I mean? You don't know. Those people are in everything. You know, I don't care if you're the president or, volunteer fireman, Nowhereville.
The whackers,
Yeah, those whackers. Yeah. I'm gonna start calling them now when I see
them. That's what I call
whackers.
That's what I call them. I'm a whacker too. I'm a volunteer firefighter too. So,
oh no, you get to play both sides.
I earned that right. Yeah.
Right. I got the whacker wings.
Yep. Some people are a little more whackerish than others. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. I think because you pretty male dominated for that
for the most part
field,
for fire more so. EMS is pretty. I wouldn't say 50-50. It's probably like 60-40. I guess, but for fire, it's a much more male dominated. Yeah. I would think. Yeah, I would think you. I don't want to say you have to be, but there's got to be one guy though that had like a female partner. Is like, really, Chief? Well, I
can't give her to somebody else.
I would say like typically, some of the female firefighters I've seen are some of the best because they know that it's male dominated, so they kind of almost feel like they have to prove themselves. So like their knowledge base is incredible, or they're like they fitness train more than other people that are on the department that haven't lifted a weight in years.
Right. Me.
Like sometimes they do really incredible, which is awesome. Like that's someone you want going into a fire with you.
Yeah, there was a female fire chief in our town. Okay. People are like, well, like, who cares? Like, what do you? The other one? Yep. We're in the dark. But I'm like, who cares? If she can do the job, who cares?
Right. Yeah.
If she can't do the job, then okay, we'll talk about it. But she's a fire chief. Like, let her go.
Across the board, there's people, male and female, like that can't. They're not physically fit enough to do the job.
I couldn't do it.
But I believe there's people that are bad. Like their physical fitness is not there. Their cardio is not there. So like they're the last people you want backing you up on a hose line or like going into a building with you.
Right. You go run in a building. I got to be like, you go ahead, buddy. I just got my hands on my knees. Like, I'll be there in a minute.
Yeah. You can't take off your SCBA to hit an inhaler.
Hit an inhaler and then take a sip of my Yoo-hoo that's in my pocket.
Yeah.
Like, you fat slob. Get out of this department, you whacker. Get over back in the
Get outside. Yeah.
That's right.
Gosh.
Emmett's over there roasting hot dogs on the house fire. You fat slob.
Taking pictures. Yeah.
Putting
it on our Facebook.
Duck face.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.